Hey guys, it's Robyn, your independent Scentsy consultant. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. Today I've got a what I've been warming video. So I have got about 2 weeks worth here of empties. I know I uploaded one of these about a week ago, but I'd filmed it like a couple weeks ago. So we have got about 2 weeks worth of empties here. So if you are interested in hearing what I've warmed in my house over the last little while, where I warmed it, how it performed, this might be the video for you. Some of these things are currently available, quite a few of them aren't though. So because I have a large stash of wax, a lot of it isn't available anymore, but it is still kind of fun to hear about just because a lot of these things do come back around eventually. So it'll either come back and bring back my bar or it'll come back in the catalog in a future season. You never really know. So we're gonna go through section by section of my house like we usually do and just chat about what I've been warming. All right, so we will start with the open layout. So the first thing I did was winterberry apple tea. This is one of the things I warmed in that space between like the early new year. Before we went back to work, but just kind of early into the new year. Winterberry apple tea. It had been extremely cold out here and extremely snowy, which I understand it is that way in a lot of the US right now. Lots of places getting snow that don't normally get snow. So winterberry apple tea is a great bar for that. This is currently available. It's in our catalog. This one is just so good. This one is like berries and honey with just a little bit of spice, but not very much at all. And like this apple, like the apple and the berries here are sweet. They're kind of like stewed, not baked, but like an herbal tea. Like you took dried apples and dried berries and some spice pieces and put it in a cup of hot water and made like a tea with honey. It's so good. Nice and strong. This was a lovely, lovely day in the house here. This was good. Longevity on this one is less than 24 hours. I would say like 12 to 18, somewhere in there, but very nice strength while it lasts. Very open layout worthy in my house. So winterberry apple tea, definitely repurchase. This is one I do keep on hand. The next one I did is not currently available. This one is vanilla walnut. So vanilla walnut was a bring back my bar a while ago. This one is kind of like a creamy, verging on buttery, nutty scent. It is kind of just like a creamy, smooth vanilla. I would say maybe like a French vanilla with like a butteriness and a nuttiness here. The nuttiness is not too dry or anything like that. Sometimes nutty scents can read a little bit dry. This one is not particularly dry. It doesn't catch in your throat or anything, which I appreciate. This is pleasant enough. So this one is not one that I had clubbed when it came back, but I did grab a few bars because it is pleasant. So this is a nice time of year for this. This was just a nice weeknight bar. And that was again, less than 24 hours. I would say like 16 or so, because it wasn't 18. So sometime between the time I left for work the next morning and the time I came home for lunch, this one had disappeared, but I would say like 16 hours. Overall, one I would probably repurchase if I saw it in a flash sale or something. It is quite nice, vanilla walnut. The next one we have here isn't typically available, but it is currently available right now for January only, and it is banana nut bread. This is currently back in Bring Back My Bar. This is a Scentsy classic and a Scentsy favorite. This is just kind of like banana nut bread right from the oven with a little bit of gentle spice. Hardly any though. On cold, this is candy banana runts with some bakery tones. When you put this in the warmer, my husband came home and he's like, it smells like banana cream pie in here. And it did, because for the first couple hours, this does smell very like sweet candied banana, like custardy almost. Then it shifts, the banana kind of mellows out, and you're left with this really nice kind of like bakery banana bread loaf type scent, and it's perfection. Banana nut bread is so good. And actually this one, a lot of people find light in their homes. This one in my house was about a medium, but not for long is the thing. So it did do a nice strength in my open layout with the full bar, but I would say like less than 12 hours. It is quite short duration, and it is known for being on the lighter side. I would not recommend banana nut bread if you have a very large open layout or high ceilings or anything of that nature. I don't think it's going to hold up. If that's the case, I would do banana nut bread in smaller spaces, but in my home, it does do okay in the open layout because I have a smaller home with like 8-foot ceilings. All right, next one we have here is a bar that we had in the Valentine's collection a couple years ago, maybe last year. Was it last year maybe? Simply the Zest. This is not currently available. It has never come back since. But Simply the Zest, I don't recall the notes, but this one has like a real citrus tone to it. I would say like juicy orange. It is quite sweet. It's very citrusy. I'm trying to get hints here. I feel like there's mango possibly on the thing here. Mango and lemons. Yeah, there is probably lemon here too. I definitely get sweet orange though. Sweet orange, little lemon, maybe some juicy mango, making it even sweeter. This is wonderful. I do wish I had picked up more of this one. It's perfect. So I had done this when I was undecorating my house. So when I was taking down all my Christmas stuff, I wanted just something to kind of clean and reset and freshen things. I was tired of all the like heavy spices and things like that. So I threw in some Simply the Zest full bar in the open layout. This was fantastic. Now, I don't remember. I feel like this one was about a medium strength in my open layout last year. And I mean, it was probably about a medium this time too. Like it didn't get any stronger or lighter, but it was just so pleasant. So Simply the Zest is one I would definitely repurchase if I saw this come up again. So that was a good one. The next one we have here is a catalog bar. This is currently available all season long. I do wonder about this one possibly not coming back next year though. We won't know that until next August, but Blackberry Spice. Blackberry Spice was a new release catalog bar 2 falls ago. And this is just one that is very pleasant, but I haven't seen folks really talk much about. So I'm not sure how popular it is. So Blackberry Spice has blackberries. It's got like deep aromatic type spices. Think like maybe cardamom. I'm getting stuff that's like, there is some cinnamon spice type stuff there, but there's also other layers of spice. And it's very beautiful. It's rich, it's deep. There is like almost like a blackberry. Well, it is blackberry. Yeah, so blackberry. It is on the, there is a tartness here as well as that deep saturation. And it's really warm though. Like sometimes those tart berry scents can feel very like summery. This is warm, rich, cozy. So Blackberry Spice, very pleasant, nice kind of all-purpose winter scent, late fall winter scent. So this is one that I had really, really loved when it first came out. And I don't know, I still like it. It was a good performer. Did the full bar, went a full 24 hours easily, could have gone longer. I took it out though. I don't know what happened. I just don't love it anymore. Sometimes you just fall in love with the scent. I think that's what's happened to me here. I think if you liked Honeymoon Hideaway, no, not Honeymoon Hideaway, not that one. Huckleberry Hideaway. If you liked Huckleberry Hideaway, you may enjoy Blackberry Spice. They have a similar blackberry tone and a similar earthiness. This is just kind of the winter version of that. Yeah, it's just maybe a little bit too earthy for me, I think, now. But yeah, very good bar, very good performer, Blackberry Spice. Then another day, again, I was just feeling kind of like I wanted some light fruity scents in the house. So Jam and Jubilee. This was a scent of the month. Was it last June? I think it was last June. This one had like raspberry and strawberry, and it was so delightful. It's just like raspberry strawberry jam. It is so jammy and sweet and sugared. Yes, there's definitely sugar here. This was good. So did the full bar in the open layout. This one was, I would say, a medium strength, and again, less than 24 hours, I would say, like 18. It did go like morning to night quite nicely, but it was gone by the next morning. So Jam and Jubilee, I did not club this. I kind of hope we see this in the catalog for spring, summer. I don't think we will, because we have Berry Sweet in the catalog as long as it's coming back. We're gonna see, I guess. We'll see what the spring, summer catalog looks like on February 1st. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, Jam and Jubilee, really love this, did not club it, but I do have a few bars left. So I'm really glad of that because this one is very, very good, Jam and Jubilee. If you ever see that come back, grab some. Then I finished my last bar of one that was very popular. This was a catalog bar for only a couple seasons, and then they got rid of it. Cinnamon Buttercream. This was quite popular. So Cinnamon Buttercream has cinnamon, it's got like a lot of creaminess to it, it's got mascarpone. It is a bakery gourmand cinnamon frosting scent without being too sweet. That is the kicker with cinnamon buttercream, is that you might expect a buttercream scent to be over the top, very, very sweet. Cinnamon buttercream isn't. And I think that's what was special about it and what a lot of people did really like about it. So even if you wanted, it's like a bakery scent for people that don't typically like bakery scents, if that makes sense. It has a little bit of spice, but not so much spice that if you have trouble with spicy scents, you will have trouble with this. I think most people, except for the very most spice averse, will be okay with cinnamon buttercream. It has a bit of a tang to it on cold that I think is the mascarpone cheese note. I don't love that on cold at all. Never did. But something about this, I warmed it, did the full bar by itself. That is the one thing. This one does very well as a mixer. because it's so creamy and so versatile. I did it on its own, full bar, and it was pleasant, but it was very light. So I don't know, I would say I prefer this as a mixer myself. I would say in the open layout, it was too light on its own. I would say 3 out of 10 strength, 12 hours tops. I probably should have just mixed it. It was nice. I would purchase more if I saw it, but it's not like an all-time favorite for me. But this was a favorite of many people's. I was surprised when it came out of the catalog because a lot of folks did really love this one. So cinnamon buttercream. And before we continue, I do have a new mantle set up here. I took all my Christmas stuff down. We were back to like neutral year-round decor with little owls, and I put some warmers up here. I've never done that before. It took some messing around with extension cords, and a fragrance flower was a casualty in that venture. But we have warmers up here now, so I will change those out periodically, but these two are currently available. This one is Glisten. It's a 20-watt glass warmer. This is Golden Meadow. This is one of my best performing warmers. This is such a good one. It gets nice and warm. It's a 25-watt ceramic and really, really lovely. It's got the gold leaf on it there. And then I have that one sitting on the birchwood cord concealing base. So we do have the stand as well. It's the birchwood one. That riser there is not from Scentsy, but the warmer is. So Glisten is a lighter performing warmer if you want a warmer for a smaller space, or if you're going to put a warmer in with several other warmers in a larger space, Glisten might be good. Golden Meadow is going to do great anywhere you put it. It is a phenomenal warmer. Glisten does need to be not an only child in a room. I will say that about it. So that is Glisten and Golden Meadow. Then a couple mixes I did in the open layout. This one is both scents are available. We have Dutch Apple Bread, which is in the catalog right now for fall winter, and Cozy Kitchen, which is available temporarily for the month of January in Bring Back My Bar. So Dutch Apple Bread is like a spiced, almost savory apple scent. It's like a baked apple. It's not as sweet as, again, most bakeries. So again, kind of like cinnamon buttercream, very different scent. But it's a good bakery scent for people who maybe don't typically like bakery scents because it isn't overly sweet. It's very balanced, almost savory. Now, I personally prefer a bit sweeter, so I mixed it with Cozy Kitchen, which is very, very sweet, almost a little too sweet for me on its own. And I gotta tell ya, what I did here was 1-to-1 in the same warmer. So 1 cube of Cozy Kitchen, 1 cube of Dutch Apple Bread in each warmer in my open layout. So mixed in the same dish. It was so good. This was one of my very favorite mixes I've done all season. So Dutch Apple Bread and Cozy Kitchen 1-to-1. That was a great evening. So this one, again, this one did perform longer as well. Good performance on this one. I would say medium plus in intensity and a good solid 24 hours. I loved this. This was so, so, so good. So if you happen to have Dutch Apple Bread in your stash, or if you're picking up Cozy Kitchen and Bring Back My Bar, try mixing them. It's such a good mix. So that was a good one. I will do that again. I will repurchase both of these scents to do that again. So Cozy Kitchen and Dutch Apple Bread win. The last thing I did in my open layout was one more mix. And this one, I was just feeling pink candy, almost like Valentine's Day vibes. So I went with Pink Sugarberry Mint, which is not currently available, but this had been a scent of the month at some point around the time I joined Scentsy. I think it was a scent of the month just before I joined Scentsy. So Pink Sugarberry Mint had pink berries, mint, and like sugar. This is such a good one. It's got like pink sugar tones. It's got berry. It's almost got like a hint of perfuminess, but just barely there. And a fairly soft mint. Like, even if you're not a fan of mint, the mint in here is a little on the subtle side. And then I mixed that because I didn't have enough of this one for the open layout. I only had 6 cubes of this. Then in one warmer, I did 2 cubes of Candy Orchard. So Candy Orchard was a scent of the month last January. It's got like cotton candy, raspberries, vanilla, I think. Yeah, it's like a creamy candy scent. Fruity candy creamy. Very, very sweet. Like very, very sweet. So Pink Sugarberry Mint, I remember this one being a boomer. This one was a fantastic, strong performer, very long lasting. Candy Orchard was always on the like light medium to medium side, probably better suited to small spaces. But I was just doing this one in the kitchen and this one in the rest of the open layout, Pink Sugarberry Mint. This was very pleasant. However, it was very light. So like I said, Pink Sugarberry Mint, this bar is an OG bar. This is like bar from when it first came out years ago. So it's been sitting a while. Now, when I pulled this out a couple years ago, when it was maybe 2 years old, still a boomer, still doing fantastic. This particular bar though, and I don't know if the rest of them are going to be the same, has not aged awesome to the like 3 verging on 4-year mark. It's becoming a little lighter now. So sometimes, not always, bars will kind of like, you know, get stronger with time and then kind of hit a peak and then start to kind of deteriorate a little. I think this one is on its deterioration slope. So it was still very, very pleasant. The scent was still dead on, but someone moving? Sorry. There's like a big truck going by. I think one of my neighbors might be moving. But yeah, for some reason, pink sugarberry mint was just not as strong this time. I would say like a light medium, if not light, like 2, 3 out of 10. So pink sugarberry mint and candy orchard, very pleasant. I have done candy orchard recently in my daughter's room as well. Did 2 cubes in her bedroom. And that, again, her bedroom tends to hold wax very, very well. Most things do very well in my daughter's room. This was on the light side there too. So candy orchard never was a boomer, but it is, I would say, increasingly not a boomer with some age. And pink sugarberry mint, which is a similar type of scent that typically, historically, was a very strong performer, seems to be getting a little less strong with time. So yeah, it varies bar to bar how bars age. Each scent is going to be different. But if you have pink sugarberry mint in your stash, and it's some of the original bars that were available a few years ago, and they're not ones you've gotten in club that were more fresh pours, these older bars need to be used up here soon. So if you have pink sugarberry mint that are original bars in your stash, go and give those a sniff and maybe get to melting them. Either way, both of those scents, pink sugarberry mint and candy orchard, would be repurchases for me if I saw them available again. Then on to bedroom spaces. So this includes my daughter's room, our bedroom, and the home office. So the first thing we did was 100 Acre Wood. This is the licensed Winnie the Pooh bar. This has like cotton blossom, I want to say jasmine. It's so pleasant. A little bit of lavender, I'm positive, is in here. It's like sweet and cozy and cuddly, perfect for a kid's room or a baby's room. However, this time I did this one in our bedroom. So I did 4 cubes in our bedroom. I did 2 in one warmer, 1 in the other, 1 in the ensuite bathroom. So 4 cubes for that whole general area. This was so pleasant. Now, this one is on the lighter side. However, I did use more wax than I usually use, so I kind of doubled my wax. There goes Ben. He's gonna plop down behind me there. I did use more wax than usual, and I feel like it did pay off. So this one does tend to be a lighter bar. In my daughter's room, I usually do 2 cubes. This goes for days. In our room, which is larger, I did 4 cubes, and it went again 2 full days. So good. And I will say, day 1, what you smell is what you get. It's this soft, pretty, kind of clean lavender loveliness, very soothing. Day 2, something changed, and it wasn't for the bad. It was just very different. And it almost reminded me a lot of like pinkberry sandalwood. And I don't know if there's sandalwood in here as well. There could very well be. There probably is. I think it was like a sandalwood note. It was very reminiscent of pinkberry sandalwood, kind of like a little bit perfumey with some sandalwood. It kind of gave me a lot of that vibe, but a little bit less strong than pinkberry sandalwood. So 100 Acre Wood, this is one I always keep on hand. It's in the catalog. It's available all the time. I hope it stays that way. This one's fantastic. Always one I'll have on hand. Very soothing, nice for bedrooms. Anybody's bedroom. The next one we did here was in my daughter's room. This was True Love Awaits. And again, this is one of those great bars. This is not currently available, but this one does come back from time to time. This one has raspberry, mandarin, and vanilla, but it's also a bit on the perfumey side. It's a little bit body care. It's so pretty and quite a strong performer as well. So I did 2 cubes in her room. This is one that's like a 7 out of 10 in strength in her bedroom. It's on the strong side and it goes for days. So this one again, went in her room for I think 2 days this time. It can go longer. I was just changing out her wax more because we were home. But True Love Awaits, this one is such a good one. This is again one that I keep on hand. It's one that I stock up on every time it's available. And if I ever get the sense that we might never see this again, I will club this one. True Love Awaits is a fantastic one, great performer as well. The next one I did was in my office. This is Sherbet Lemon. This was the Harry Potter Honeydukes collection that came out last spring. I don't know if we're ever going to see that Honeydukes collection again. I'm not sure, because sometimes they'll bring back like the Hogwarts bars. Like for the holidays, we had the Hogwarts house bars back. This was the Honeydukes collection, so a different collection of Harry Potter bars. And I don't know if we're going to see these back, but Sherbet Lemon, this one was good. It, on cold, is a little bit on the cleaner lemon side rather than like your sweet lemon side. This is more like lemon cleaner, But in the warmer, it did balance itself a little bit better. And again, it was that period of time where I was on that kick in the new year of just like clean, fresh, reset scents. And this was a great reset scent. So if you kind of just want like a palette cleanser of a scent, Sherbet Lemon was a very good one. It was a 24-hour one, and I would say medium in my office space. Very pleasant, average performer. Would I repurchase this one? I don't know. It's fairly similar to Squeeze the Day to my nose, which we have in the catalog all the time. And there are lemon scents that I prefer. So I'm not sure if I would repurchase Sherbet Lemon or not, but I will enjoy the rest of what I have. The next thing we have here is Chamomile and Vanilla. This was from the Mental Health Awareness Collection last spring. So this one has chamomile and vanilla. There is a little floral tone here, but there's also like a kind of, it's chamomile is what it is. There's also like a sweetness here and a little bit of a brightness here as well. It's hard to describe. This one is wildly strong. If you want a fabulous performer, chamomile and vanilla doesn't sound like it would be a strong scent, but it really is. So this one I did in my bedroom. I did 1 cube in each warmer, so 2 cubes total. 2 full days. It could have gone longer, but I got tired of it and took it out. Crazy strong, like crazy strong. So this one, what you smell is what you get, and it's strong. I think you could do this in an open layout quite nicely. I think it's a pretty bedroom scent, so that's where I do it, but it's almost too strong for bedrooms in my opinion. But it's a good one. It reminds me a little bit of Stargazing with less vanilla. Stargazing had more vanilla. It also reminds me a little bit of Snuggle Up, which is currently available in Bring Back My Bar. This is not currently available. So if you want something kind of similar, Snuggle Up is currently available. I think I prefer Snuggle Up and Stargazing. Stargazing's not available, but Snuggle Up is. And Snuggle Up is a little bit on the, Snuggle Up has lavender and sage as well. And it's a little more on the clean laundry side. Smells like a clean baby. It's also very strong. Chamomile Vanilla is a little bit more on the perfumey side, a little bit. Earthy, perfumey, floral, somewhere in there. So they're a little bit different. I think I prefer Snuggle Up. And so for that reason, I wouldn't repurchase Chamomile and Vanilla, despite it being a very good performer and a very pleasant scent. Still very pleasant, just there are other scents that are more readily available that I prefer. So Chamomile and Vanilla. The next one we have here is, I believe it was in the top 25 in the Bring Back My Bar voting we just finished. So this one we may see back in July. We'll see. We don't know what the list is yet. We probably won't know for a while. But Tahitian Black Orchid was up there on the list. So we might see this back in July. It's a dark purple bar. Now this one has like orchid. It's got a little bit of white rose, which you don't really smell. I would never pick out rose in here. But what you do pick out first and foremost is coconut milk. There's a lot of that. This is such a pretty scent. It's got vanilla. It's got coconut milk. It's got this beautiful soft orchid. Now, Scentsy's orchid note goes a couple different ways. This is the orchid I love. This is the creamy, silky smooth petal orchid, rather than the high, like heady floral orchid. Sometimes Scentsy will use like a heady orchid floral for orchid. This is the creamy, smooth version of orchid, which I love, and to me is more what I think of when I think of orchid scents. It's beautiful. I did this in my bedroom yesterday, and it is on the softer side. So I did double my wax. I did 2 cubes in one warmer, 1 in the other, 1 in the bathroom. So 4 cubes total for the bedroom area. It was a, I would say light to light medium, even with doubling the wax. So I would say never try this in an open layout. I don't think it's going to do well in any kind of large space. And if you're going to do it in bedrooms, you're going to want to double your wax. But it's so pleasant. It's so pleasant. It's perfect for this time of year. I think it would be pretty most times of year. You would think with like the packaging and the color that it would be a deep, strong, perfumey, sultry scent. And it is on the deep side, but it's not overpowering or cloying or heavy. It is not a heavy scent. That coconut milk is the primary note. It's light, it's airy, it's vanilla. It's very sweet and kind of pretty. So Tahitian Black Orchid is a winner. I would repurchase this. I really, really like it. And there is nothing else like this. I can honestly say I can't think of anything from anywhere that is similar to Tahitian Black Orchid. So it's very, very unique. Performance, again, longevity, less than 24 hours. Strength, quite on the light side. So performance is not awesome. Small spaces only, double your wax. But the scent is beautiful. Tahitian Black Orchid. The next one we did here was Berry Blessed. I did 2 cubes in my office. This had been a catalog bar a couple years ago. It's not available anymore. It was discontinued. But Berry Blessed is, I think, cranberry and other berry notes. To me, this reminds me of like a bubble bath scent. I get like a tart berry note, but I also get like just a hint of like a bubble bath type scent. It reminds me of like a berry bubble bath. It's very clean. It's a little bit tart. It's not an overly sweet berry at all. It's nice for mixing. It's nice on its own. 2 cubes in my office went like 36 hours probably, like over 24 hours. So better than average longevity. And yeah, it was pleasant. It's not one I reach for often myself, but it is a very good scent. So Berry Blessed. I may or may not repurchase this if I saw it again, but it's a pleasant enough scent. Performance on that one is a little bit better than average. Then we had done Woolly Slippers. This one I did in my bedroom just recently here. And I did 1 cube in one warmer, 2 in the other, so 3 cubes total. And this one, on cold, I get an odd note in this bar that almost reminds me of like Elmer's glue, like kids' white glue. Mostly it's like this beautiful powdery marshmallow and this very, very soft, sweet lavender, which I love. But then on cold, I get this slight white glue note as well that went away on warm the first time I warmed it completely. Fantastic on warm. And again, it was fantastic on warm this time too. However, I feel like I could still smell a little bit of that odd note that I got on cold on warm this time, which I didn't last time. So I don't know. I still love this one. Woolly Slippers. This is one I will club and probably never take out. But it seems like I think the more you use of the wax, possibly, like the more cubes you use, possibly the more of that note comes out. So what I might do next time is just do 2 cubes in my bedroom, but it was very pleasant and quite strong. Like for a lavender vanilla marshmallow scent, you wouldn't expect it to be very strong, but it is quite good performing as far as strength goes. I would say like the 3 cubes of this was like a 7 or 8 out of 10 in my bedroom. It could have gone longer. I took it out at about 18 hours because I was tired of it, but very good scent, Woolly Slippers. The next one we did here is Peony Petals. Again, nice spring type scent. This was a bring back my bar last year. This is just a spring peony petal type scent. And the peony here is quite realistic to peony. It's very, very good. If you think of just like a traditional sweet, kind of delicate spring floral, this is it. This is it. It's very realistic, very, very pretty. And that's coming from someone who typically does not like floral scents. This was very good. So I did 2 or 3 cubes. I think 2 cubes in my bedroom. So to finish off the bar. It was stronger than I expected. And I think the key with this one, at least for people who don't like floral like myself, is to wait until it is open window season for this one or things like this. Because this one was just a little bit on the perfumey side on warm. It wasn't on cold perfumey at all, but on warm, those perfumey tones came out a little bit more, especially as the warm went on. So it started out very soft, delicate spring floral, and it did get a little bit more perfumey floral as time went on. So for that reason, I took it out after like 24 hours. It was very pleasant, like very, very pleasant. I do have one more bar of this, and I'm glad I do. You could mix this with something like sugar or pink haze to make it like a sweet, like kind of spring, sweeter floral. I think that would be very pretty. This is also very pretty on its own, but I think if I were to do it on its own again, I would wait until open window season when you have like a breeze coming in to kind of make some airflow, because in a closed up house in the dead of winter, when it's very cold outside, this was a little bit like suffocating in the room. So Peony Petal. The next one I did here was a exclusive bar for Scentsy Family Reunion last year in the summertime. This was the Scentsy Sunshine Bar. So this was only ever available to people who attended SFR in July. And I didn't attend in person, but I did attend virtually, so I got the same goodies. So this is so good. I don't know why they did this for this. I wish they had saved this scent for the catalog, because in my opinion, I feel like we need a new orange scent. We need a new updated citrus. We have sun-kissed citrus, which is fine. But for me and for a lot of other folks, that one is just a little bit maybe flat or not quite as citrusy and punchy as it could be. I think we need a new citrus, like gold standard. This could be it. Like this could have been it. This has possibly a little bit of grapefruit, but not too tart, not bitter at all. It is got lemon for sure, and it's got oranges, so many oranges. This is the brightest, zingiest, like peeling an orange and the little like droplets of orange oil go into the air. That scent. Maybe a little bit of lemon zest as well. Oh, it's so juicy and so saturatedly citrus. It is the perfect citrus. I don't know why they did this for this when we only got 3 bars each for SFR. They should have saved this scent, and I hope they do repurpose this scent to bring it to the catalog because this one is fabulous. So I did 2 cubes in my office just to see how it performed, and it did very, very well. And like sometimes citrus scents can be on the shorter lasting side. This one went 2 full days in my office and just so pleasant, like all the way through. It was so good. Started out like a 6 or 7 out of 10, ended up much lighter, of course, but it held its own. Like as far as citrus scents go, this is a top-notch keeper. I hope that they find a way to use this scent again in something more easily available to everybody, because this would be a great catalog scent. So that's Scentsy Sunshine. The next one we have here is Lots of Lavender. This had been a Bring Back My Bar again last year. I want to say this time last year. This had lavender and chamomile, I believe it was. This is such a pretty scent. This is not what you would expect when you think of lavender and chamomile. This is very sweet. It's got like a sweet fresh air type note to it. It's so comforting. It's such a pretty scent. Yeah, I would not expect the notes on this to be lavender and chamomile, but it is. So very pretty. The issue that with this one that I always had and did with this too is that it's so light. Like undetectably light. One of the very lightest bars I've ever smelled. So again, I did 4 cubes in my bedroom area. I would say 1, 2 out of 10 strength. Could barely get a whiff of it. Like just barely get a whiff of it. And again, that is with the house closed up tight and like very little air circulation. No fans are on, nothing like that. Very, very light. Such a pretty scent though. Like this one is just, I file it under a shame because it's a beautiful scent. I just wish I could smell it. So not a repurchase for me, but Lots of Lavender is a gorgeous scent. So there's that one. Next one we did was Berry Bubble Blue. This was available in last summer's Bring Back My Bar. So this one I think was like July. This is blue raspberry, green apple, and spun sugar. This is a classic kind of cotton candy scent. Yes, it is just straight up cotton candy, like sticking your face in a bag of cotton candy at the fair. This one's just fun. Is it a boomer? Absolutely not. It is a bedroom space size scent only. Not available. Don't know when it'll be available again either. So Berry Bubble Blue. It is in my club for now because my daughter really enjoys this one, and that's typically where I warm this. So I did this in her room, 2 cubes. It's like a 1-dayer, like probably less than 24 hours. And again, even in her room. So I think in a larger home, this would get lost very easily. Because even in her room, which again, isn't all that large and holds scent very well, this is less than 24 hours, and I'd say like a 3 or 4 out of 10 in strength. It is on the soft side, but it's so pleasant. It is so pleasant. So Berry Bubble Blue, it's a good one. It's not a strong one. Then we did one that is quite strong. This is Dashing. This had been a catalog bar for a couple seasons, and then they took it out of the catalog. This one has like mahogany and vanilla and like a cologne type note. It's a little bit masculine, but not overly so. But it's got like a lot of like lot of smooth vanilla, like a lot of sweet, smooth vanilla, and that like kind of woodsy depth. So that is Dashing. It's so beautiful. This one, however, is changing with time. Now it's still very, very strong, like wildly strong. Did 2 cubes in my bedroom. Blow you out of the room strong, 7, 8 out of 10, like crazy strong, even with 2 cubes. It still smells fabulous. The difference is that the vanilla has toned down just a little bit with time, and the cologne type notes are developing a little bit more with age. So this bar is just under a year old. So what I'm noticing is that the cologne type notes are developing more. They're getting stronger with time, especially on warm. So what used to be a very balanced vanilla forward woodsy scent with a hint of cologne on warm is now a more cologne-based scent with a hint of vanilla and woods. So it is still very beautiful. It's just not as appealing to me personally as it used to be because I don't particularly care for cologne scents myself. So still a fantastic performer, very long lasting, but for me, just the balance of the scent changing with age, which is very normal, it's just changing in a way that I don't love as much. So I have this in my club for now. It may get the boot eventually, depending on how this continues to age. So performance, stellar performer, beautiful, unique scent, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or not. So that is Dashing. And then finally in bedrooms, we did Pink Coconut. This was in my daughter's bedroom, 2 cubes. This is one that she had put in her drawer of the scents that she wants in her room. This had been a scent of the month in February a couple years ago. This one had coconut, pink clay, or some kind of clay, and raspberry. This is one of those smooth, vanilla-based perfumey scents. The coconut here, I wouldn't even detect coconut. It is a smooth, vanilla-based perfume scent. There is some fruitiness that you wouldn't identify as raspberry, but I would believe there's fruitiness here, like a berry. It's just very smooth, cuddly, cozy, cashmere type, like one of those scents. Cuddly, cozy, cashmere, perfumey. So it's one of those, kind of I think if you like Starburst Sky, you'd probably enjoy Pink Coconut. It's kind of similar scents. Those very sweet, perfumey ones. This one, I think it's the clay. I don't know. My nose goes rogue on this one. It's very pretty. My daughter loves it. Everyone else in my house loves it. I get garlic on warm. There are certain floral scents that do that for me though. Like Bath and Body Works has like shower gels with like a certain type of floral note that I get garlic from. I get garlic from this bar too. It's the only Scentsy one I do get garlic from, but there's a certain floral note that is in some very sweet floral perfumes that to my nose reads as fresh garlic bulbs. Like peel still on, not cooked. Just fresh garlic. I think it's the clay. Maybe it's a floral. It's got to be a floral in there because I get it from other floral scents with Bath and Body Works too. I don't know. It's okay. It's not a repurchase for me, but it does last a very long time. So at least 2 days in her bedroom. I would say medium strength. Not a repurchase for me, but we do have a few bars left of this one that she will enjoy. Finally, onto bathrooms and laundry room. In our bathroom, the day I did Dashing in our bedroom, I wanted something complimentary in our ensuite bathroom, so I did Cashmere and Corduroy. There it is. So the reason these two work well together is because they're both kind of vanilla-based, perfumey, kind of cuddly, cozy type scents. So they're both cuddly, cozy, vanilla-based, fragrance type scents. Cashmere and Corduroy is in the catalog. It is available now. It is so good. And again, so long lasting and a good performer. This one has vanilla, it's got bergamot, it's got, what else is in here? Cashmere. What else is in here? Definitely vanilla, definitely bergamot. There's just a perfuminess here. It is very, very smooth, very, very well-rounded, and very, very well balanced. There is nothing headachy, nothing high-pitched here. This is just so perfectly cuddly, cozy blanket. So good. Now, Dashing is kind of a similar type of scent to that, so these work really well in alternating spaces. I have mixed them directly before as well, and that was very pretty too. So Cashmere and Corduroy was beautiful. That went for a good 2-3 days in the bathroom. Really, really nice. Then I finished a bar of Welcome Little One. This had been a LTO limited time collection bar several years ago. This one, I don't remember the notes. It is a kind of soapy laundry scent. Very soapy, like smells like suds. So that is that one. It is a little on the sharp side for me for laundry, and it is quite strong. So, well, it's strong on cold. That is the one thing. On warm, it's not as strong as you think it's going to be. So I did 1 cube in our laundry room, 1 cube in my daughter's bathroom. I would say like 3 out of 10 strength. It's not super strong, not very long lasting, less than 24 hours, which is surprising because the scent seems like it's very strong on cold, but then on warm it just isn't. So performance on this one could be a little bit better. Either way, not a repurchase for me. The scent appeal for me is just not 100%. It's just a little bit sharp for laundry. Like, I'm pretty picky with laundry scents. If you like a very traditional laundry scent, you probably would really enjoy Welcome Little One. But again, not available right now. The next one we have here is one that I'm not sure if we're going to get back for spring or not. This is Mountain Sunset. This had been a new spring release a couple springs ago, and I don't know, we may or may not see this back on March 1st. So Mountain Sunset, this one had like bluebells, it had maybe amber, probably amber, a little bit of like a woodsiness as well, like a sandalwoody type woodsiness. It's very clean. It's a little floral. It's so pleasant. This is such a pretty scent. So, Mountain Sunset. This one I did in our bathroom again. Our bathroom is like exactly this color. It's like a periwinkle blue. So this one looks nice in the warmer because it just matches, which is a silly thing to consider. But this one is also a great performer for bathrooms because this one will go for days. And that's what I love in a bathroom for a scent, because if you just put it in, you don't want to mess with bathroom wax every single day. Who's got the time? But this one goes for like 4 or 5 days in the bathroom. Set it in on Sunday, think about it again on Friday. It'll be fine. So Mountain Sunset, such a good one. That one, if it comes back, I will repurchase. It's just not one I reach for except for bathrooms because it is just a little bit on the powdery side. Probably like an amber note in there again. It can be a little bit powdery, so depends on your tolerance for florals and that type of scent. But for bathrooms alone, Mountain Sunset is gorgeous. Next one we have here, and last one we have here as far as Scentsy goes, is Frosted Fantasy. This was a holiday collection bar this past Christmas, and it is gone now. And I don't recall the notes. It is clean and crisp and so beautiful. This smells like spring to me. I don't know why this was in the holiday collection. It smells like spring. It is a clean sister to Luna. Luna is a very popular catalog scent, and that is the next best thing to this. I think they're both equally beautiful. This is just a bit sweeter and a bit less floral than Luna. It's so crisp and beautiful. This one is gorgeous. So Frosted Fantasy did this in bathrooms, our bathroom and my daughter's bathroom. It was more of a 24-hour one, not as long lasting. And I would say like a 4 or 5 out of 10 strength, so about a medium. Very, very nice. Would be a repurchase for me. It was a repurchase for me. I bought several bars of that one. Okay, next here we have a few non-wax home fragrance items, some Scentsy, some Bath & Body Works. And then we have some vendor wax towards the end. Not very much vendor wax this time. Okay, first thing we have here is a scent circle from Scentsy. This is in our car. This is Balsam Spice. This one has, it's in the catalog now. This one has like balsam, it's got spice, it's got like a pine cone type note to it. It's got like a real woodsy warmth to it. It's so perfectly balanced. I am loving this. This is on day, I want to say 4 right now. It's still going strong, doing very well in the car. A Balsam Spice is one I would definitely repurchase, and even though the scent circles are in a 3-pack now, this one is well worth having 3 of. Balsam Spice is a good one. So that one, loving it. Next thing I finished was a pod pack in Spooky But Sweet. These were done in the air purifier in my living room. These, we could smell them for a few days, but again, I don't typically use pods to scent my house. I use them just to throw them in the air purifier because we can. But that's not like the main thing I use to scent my home. I use my warmers. So we could smell this for maybe about a week because I leave my air purifiers running 24/7. But yeah, Spooky But Sweet. That was a reasonably good pod. I would recommend those. It's in a different package because I took some out and put some back in here. So that's what happened here. But they are Spooky But Sweet, as you can see. Those would be a repurchase. Those were a good pod. Not currently available. Those are gone. Okay. Next one we have here is Christmas Cookie. This one, I believe, I think the pods might have sold out. The bar is still available for the time being. These have no scent left. These I did in our bedroom air purifier, and these were gorgeous for maybe 4 days. They were on the softer side, but very, very pleasant while they lasted. So those would probably be a repurchase as well. The Christmas Cookie? Yeah, those were good. Then we finished a laundry liquid in Frosty Air. Our laundry liquid, loving this stuff. So you use like 4 pumps for a large load, 2 pumps for a small load, 3 for a medium. And it lasts a really good long time. Also does a really nice job cleaning your clothes. Have no complaints here. Love it. So Frosty Air is probably my favorite currently available catalog laundry scent. Love. Perfect for year round. It is the nicest balance of classic clean laundry with a little bit of cozy cuddliness without going into those kind of perfumey, cuddly, cozy scents. It's not that. And it doesn't go into like vanilla territory, but it is just a little bit cuddly, cozy with that very traditional laundry scent. So I love the balance here, and it's gorgeous. Then we did a fragrance flower. We did a new one in my daughter's bathroom of True Love Awaits. So she has got that in there right now. This one is doing very well. It's soaking up the oil very nicely. It's providing a nice amount of scent. And that again is we did the wax in her room recently too. That's the Disney scent with the mandarin, raspberry, and vanilla. This is a great fragrance flower. It was back recently for the holidays. If you ever see the princess fragrance flowers, these are very good. They perform very well. We've had this before. We know we like this, so I did repurchase it. So that is the True Love Awaits fragrance flower. Would recommend. Okay, the next thing we have here is a shower gel from Bath & Body Works. This is Snowflakes and Cashmere. The scent notes on this are vanilla cashmere cream, caramel woods, and frosted clementine. This was gorgeous. When they had the semi-annual sale, I did go in and get the fragrance mist in this scent because we really enjoyed it. My husband and I both loved this one. Yeah, he used this one as much as I did. This is very unisex, I would say. It's very, very gorgeous. The cashmere cream is the kind of primary note. It is very sweet. You get a lot of woodsiness as well. But again, very sweet with the caramel too. It's so good. I don't get any clementine here anywhere. It's gorgeous though. So snowflakes and cashmere. I'm pretty fickle with my body care scents. I like to try a lot of different things all the time. This is one I would repurchase for sure. I would seek this out and try it again next year. So good. Snowflakes and cashmere. Then we finished a hand soap in our bathroom. This is the Perfect Christmas. It is, I want to say like pine needles, apple, and it doesn't say. Pine needles, apple, and maybe cinnamon sugar or something like that. It is the perfect kind of like classic Christmas scent. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah, it's like a sweet pine, an apple, like a sweet pine, a very nice middle of the range apple scent, and like a cinnamon sugar. It is so good. I did repurchase this in the semi-annual sale as well, so I have one for next year. That was a fabulous one. So the next several things, I've only got a few things here left, are vendor wax. So if you're not into vendor wax, I will see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Other than that, we have like 3 things here for vendor wax. The first thing we have here is a Melting Memories All Things Cozy. This is tonka bean, jasmine, patchouli, Earl Grey tea, vanilla, lavender, and marshmallow and caramel cashmere cream. So lots of notes there. I did 2 cubes of this in our bedroom. This was so pleasant. So pleasant. Yes, she had done a pre-order again yesterday. It's closed already now as I'm filming this. I ordered another one of these because I love this so much. So this one was like a 18-hour scent in our bedroom, like 12 to 18 hours. But one of the most pleasant scents I can think of for the bedroom. The only one that kind of reminds me of is something like Teddy B's London Fog, except I like this better because it's got more going on in it. But it has a very similar Earl Grey tea note with the lavender and the marshmallow. So good. So All Things Cozy, love that. And that was a repurchase. The next one we have here is Merry Memories from Melting Memories. This is spicy cinnamon, bayberry, cranberry, balsam, woods, orange zest, and roasted pine cones. Now this one I did just before I went back to work. I'm pretty sure is when that was. This was a kind of tree scent, and on warm, oddly enough, I got a little bit of like a cologne note from this one on warm. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe the bayberry. I feel like sometimes bayberry can do that. Yeah, it was a little bit like woodsy cologne on warm. It was okay. I did 2 cubes in my open layout, split into half, so I did half in each warmer. Now I think I might have needed more wax. I think I would do that next time because 2 of these wasn't enough, but 4 would have been way too much. So it's almost like it's an awkward cube size. And I know that this is like, I think the last time she's offering this size. So I'm looking forward to her new mega snaps because they're going to be a different shape and different size with, I believe, like a more one warmer style size cube. We will see. But this one, the cubes were just kind of an awkward size for dividing up, but pleasant scent. It was like a 12-hour one. And on the light side because I think I used too little wax. So Melting Memories, Merry Memories, that one is not a repurchase for me. But All Things Cozy, one of my favorite things of the year. The next one we have here is Teddy B's The North. This one I just did yesterday. This one is vanilla balsam, Palo Santo, marshmallow fireside, and a hint of smoldering firewood. That smoldering firewood makes this one. This is perfection. Yeah, this one is just good. It's tree, but it's not overly tree. Like the vanilla balsam is there, but you also have a lot of sweetness from that marshmallow fireside. You've got the firewood, you've got the Palo, lots of smokiness going on there and like richness. Very, very pleasant. So that is the North. And that one, I did a couple really large chunks cut in half in the open layout here in 4 warmers. And it was really light out the gate, but it did build in the space slowly. And by the end of the day, it was about a medium, but it took a long time to get there. Longevity was very good though, because those smoky notes tend to really hang around. It reminded me a little bit of like Scentsy's around the campfire. Any of your like sweeter pine tree scents mixed with some around the campfire, I think you could get fairly close to the North. It's so pretty though. That is very, very beautiful. And then we just have a couple sample cups here. So we have Eggnog Chai Latte from Melting Memories. I believe this was in the last pre-order as well. I did this in my office. It was a like 1-dayer. To me, this was a little bit bubblegummy on warm. It was okay, pleasant enough, on the soft side. Kind of like a sweet, creamy, almost bubblegummy scent. It was pleasant enough, but not a repurchase for me. Then Glinda's Bubble. This was very pretty, sweet, had almost like a pastry note to it. It was pleasant enough. Glinda's Bubble. That one is on the shorter duration side. Then we have Old School Christmas from Teddy Bees. This one I have purchased in the past, and I know I like it. I did this in my office. It's got like apple, like a sweet apple, cinnamon, a little bit of pine tree, I think. It's just a very classic, beautiful, sweet Christmas scent. So old-fashioned Christmas would be a repurchase, but I do have some of this in my stash already. That one seems to come back fairly regularly as well, Old School Christmas. So I guess my nutshell here is if you ever see All Things Cozy come back by Melting Memories, snag it, pick it up, get a big one, get 2 of them, whatever you need to do. This is a very good one. I hope we see this back again. Other than that, I'd love to know what you're warming for January. Have you switched to more neutral year-round melting? Are you warming winter? What are you warming right now? I'm doing a mix, like you can see. I'm doing sometimes where I'm just doing year-round stuff like fruity, lemon, that sort of thing. Other times I'm leaning hard into the winter scents and going for more tree, those kind of smoky scents. So I'm doing a little bit of everything right now. That is kind of my name of the game for January, is just kind of melting a bit of everything, leaning into kind of those cooler weather scents that aren't holiday-ish or super wintry, because I am wanting a little break of the winter right now. So I'm doing quite a few spring scents here interspersed as well. But then by the time spring hits, I'll be back to the cooler weather scents probably. Other than that, hope you are having a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.